if you dismiss it? In my world, it means hope.
The symbol of the House of El means hope. You will give the people of Earth an ideal to strive toward.
From leaving the Witcher franchise to not returning as Superman, these past few months haven't been so good for Henry Cavill. But what does this mean for his career? First, he surprised us all with the news that he'll be returning as Superman.
He's back.
Keeping in mind that his Instagram post was a reference to the post-credit scene for Dwayne Johnson's Black Adam. In this video, the British heartthrob revealed that Superman's cameo in Black Adam was just a teaser and more is indeed coming. But then things took a turn for the worse. The Enola Holmes star was forced to admit that we won't get a taste of anything after all. Apparently, new DC Studios executives James Gunn and Peter Safran are steering the Man of Steel in a new direction, with a film written by Gunn and starring a younger actor. The news wasn't easy to announce for the Witcher star, but he respects the new bosses of the DC Studios since they're on the quest to build a new universe. I guess it means getting rid of the old faces. But Black Adam wasn't the only cameo Cavill shot. The 39-year-old was also set to appear in The Flash, one of 4 DC films set to be released in 2023. Sources say that the British actor's cameo and Gal Gadot's as Wonder Woman are now being cut. What's the reason, you may ask? Well, it's due to the studio's decision not to go ahead with director Patty Jenkins' version of Wonder Woman 3, so the entire sequel of Wonder Woman is about to be scrapped. Yikes. According to sources, Cavill didn't have a deal to return as Superman in place, only a verbal agreement that the studios would develop future projects. What's more, he was paid $250,000 for each cameo. In recent years, the British actor has seen his popularity rise. This is thanks to his role in Netflix's popular fantasy series, The Witcher, which earned him $1 million per episode. But Cavill left the show this fall, and I'm not sure whether his departure was motivated by the promise of more Superman appearances. So what was the reason for taking Cavill down, and what does Gunn have in store for Clark Kent? Although the new DCU slate is expected to be revealed to the public in 2023, Gunn has already revealed much about his plans for this particular DC character. The Guardians of the Galaxy director will pen the new Superman film. Like Matt Reeves' The Batman, this won't be an origin story. It'll instead follow Superman in his early years as a superhero. Variety reported that Clark Kent's first days as a reporter in Metropolis would be depicted in Gunn's Superman reboot. So can we expect to see a much younger Clark Kent? This also means we'd see more of Lois Lane and Perry White in the Superman reboot. But the decision of who'll direct the next Superman is still unclear. Who knows, Gunn might just as well direct it himself. When asked about Superman's future in the DC universe before the announcement of Henry Cavill, the director did say that the character was one of his top priorities. I mean, it has to be. It'll mark the beginning of the new franchise. But fans have been wondering what the age of the superhero will be, especially since Gunn stated that he wanted to start over with Clark Kent after the film's announcement. Plus, the co-CEO of DC Studios said that Henry Cavill was too old to play the role. But a new tweet proves what chaos DC has been in lately. According to Gunn, Superman's reinvention wasn't his first thought when he accepted the position at DC Studios in October. The director said that Superman Legacy was already in the works. And that's not all. It was intended to be totally different from Zack Snyder's films and Cavill's character interpretation. This tweet shocked all the DC fans. I mean, I was under the impression that Superman Legacy was Gunn's idea as the genesis for this new DCU, which he cooked up after being given the job.
Our jobs, mine and Peter's, is to come in and make sure the DCU is connected.
If I do the math, Gunn was hired 6 months ago to write Superman Legacy, which would be in late August 2022, and Black Adam debuted in late October 2022 with the Cavill cameo and much fanfare surrounding his return. Then, just days after the Black Adam premiere, Gunn and Safran were hired to run DC. So either WB is playing with our feelings or wanted to get rid of Cavill, or, just hear me out, they may have had 2 separate Superman projects in the works. And I'm not counting the third Superman they have on Superman and Lois. So I understand wanting a clean slate to build a new new DC empire. But DC heroes like Jason Momoa and Ezra Miller might keep their roles. Why not Cavill? This makes it even more confusing for the DC fans. And to make it even worse, another tweet from Gunn left fans speechless. It's widely assumed in the DC fandom that James Gunn's new Superman in Superman Legacy will be around 25 years old. The Hollywood Reporter first mentioned this age range in an article, and we all thought this was why they let Cavill go. But this isn't the case, since Gunn hinted that they might look for an actor in the same age range as the 39-year-old. Let's say the fans didn't receive Gunn's tweet well, and they are fuming. If they wanted to hire a guy the same age as Cavill, what was even the point of firing the beloved actor of the franchise? But Gunn thinks this assumption of Clark Kent being in his 20s is absolute trash, and that he never mentioned the superhero's age. The Guardians of the Galaxy director simply stated that Superman wasn't in his 40s, and that Batman could be a few years older than the Man of Steel. Gunn's tweet is pretty interesting if you think about it, because he didn't blatantly claim that his version of the iconic hero won't be between the ages of 25 and 30, but if Superman's going to be 30 or older, then the co-CEO of DC Studios better prepare themselves. They'll need help explaining to fans why Cavill couldn't reprise the role. Maybe the Suicide Squad director is set to hire a new actor to start from scratch, but all the maybes and what ifs won't cool the fans down. After all, this tweet totally just added fuel to the fire. I mean, fans were already irritated by the actor's humiliation at the hands of Warner Brothers Discovery. They think if a new Superman is, by any chance, even closer to Henry's age, then it'll show that the new bosses didn't have a legit reason behind removing Cavill. While some Twitterati believe WBD's mantra has been, "Don't listen to the fans," the same fans have refused to praise the film, reflecting the clear and utter business. But right now, no one knows who will be the DCU's new Superman, since the casting hasn't started yet and won't until Gunn finishes the script. They'll need to get this right, because the previous film was the divisive Man of Steel, and Superman Legacy will be the last Son of Krypton's first solo film after a decade. It makes sense why a lot of hype surrounds the next project. It'll be amazing to see if the film can transform the DC brand. But as far as Cavill is concerned, he already has another franchise lined up, and it's Amazon's Warhammer 40,000. Good for him. And who knows, we might get to see the Brit play a new DC character. For that, you and I can only theorize and wait to see what happens in the future. I guess that's all about how Superman Legacy ruined Henry Cavill's career.